One of my clients I've got has been in the past very focused on pleasing her boss, and the impact of that has been that she's had a singular focus about what's important in her role. And I think if you're only focused on one stakeholder when you're in a leadership role, you're actually missing a trick. You're missing the point, which is that there's actually multiple stakeholders that you need to be responsible for. So what I'm going to do is take you through a framework that I've been coaching her on as a bit of a scorecard around who you're keeping happy in your role. And if you get this right, you're more often going to make your role more successful and more satisfying. So I'll talk to you in a minute. So I've set this up as a way of thinking about how to create success in your role and how to manage the stakeholders around you. I want you to think about, just for a minute, the question of who do you need to keep happy to be successful in your role? Just want you to write down a few thoughts. Who do you need to keep happy to be successful in your role? And I want you to think about, sometimes what we get fixated on is that there's only one person. And a lot of the time in the case that I was talking about, this was the boss of the person I was coaching. I completely agree. I think you do need to keep your boss happy. But what's the cost of only focusing just on that relationship at the cost of the other relationships? There's a whole other range of stakeholders of people that you interact with. There's clients, there's your peers, people at the same level as you, or people within the business as well, and the team. And then there's the people that might directly report to you, or that are in your team, that they're your staff. Now, you think about it, these people rely on you every day for direction. These people pay the bills. And these guys, you actually need resources from, and you need to collaborate with. Yes, this person might pay your salary, right? But to be successful in the eyes of this person here, essentially what you've got to be able to do is serve these three stakeholders as well. So I would ask yourself, if you stop serving clients, would your boss be happy? Probably not. If you stop looking after your team, would your boss be happy? Probably not. And if you stop building relationships with the people around you or with the team that you're in, would your boss be happy? That's a question for you to answer. So when you think about managing stakeholders, I want you to think about the full range of stakeholders that you need to keep happy. It's not about saying that at any one time you need to be having perfect relationships with any of these four, but you do need to think about the fact that that's essential to your role. So if you do this, what I find is that people don't have the ups and downs in their work. They are able to keep those relationships solid on a long-term basis and are able to get more satisfaction and success in their roles. If you know someone, or if you can think of someone who's maybe having a challenge with managing their stakeholders and wanting to think about a way of doing that, send this through to them. And if you can see that there's one of these where you're not really that great or that strong in a relationship at the moment, why don't you spend some time building that relationship back to a great level again? Hope you've enjoyed this. Talk to you next time on The Reason and the Road.